is Ecko Media, connecting voices. Ecko Media, connecting voices. This is Ecko Media, connecting voices.
It's a vicious circle of high cost and low demand that is paralyzing the transport sector. As fuel prices hit record highs, provincial routes are becoming ghost lanes, and operators warning that without immediate government intervention, the sector face collapse. Transportation operators say the sector is under severe strain this April 2026. In the provinces, buses and jeepneys are sitting idle as they face existential threat. Today, we look at the double yammy or setback crippling the public transport sector, leaving drivers struggling to feed their families and passengers unable to afford the fare. At Texaco, a major park in Eastern Freetown, Ecko Media talked to drivers and passengers plying the provinces. Yusuf, a driver running Freetown to Cambia, who said that the high fuel price has affected his operations.
It affects me greatly, and not me alone. It don't affect me all of the nation.
Affected me greatly and the nation as a whole. Whenever the fuel price goes up, transportation increases. Others do come to travel, but they find it very difficult because of the cost of transportation. And if we decided to get them on board the vehicle, we realize we are talking to the government to please think of the poor people that are boarding vehicle without having employment, more especially.
For we get the people of this nation, then get all the chances for make the help we for make this nation be as one.
Mahmoud, another driver, is running Freetown to Karine. He said that he is using 80 litres per trip, and that cost 3,200 leones.
We're using 80 litres diesel per trip, and it costs 3,200, and it has affected our profit greatly. We are running because we don't want to sit idly.
3,200. 9 on the bond part. Yeah.
Safiatu, a passenger traveling from Freetown to Putloko, said the high fuel price has affected her traveling negatively.
Then they don't affect too bad. Because today would pay 150 for going there. So right now 250 for going there. They say they did.
The fuel price has affected me badly. Before, I was paying 150 leones from here to Yele. But today, the fare is 250 leones. If you buy business and you want to travel with it, you spend a lot on transportation. I bought avoline from here to sell them at Yele. Transporters have increased the price for loads. It was better before, but now it's something else.
Because me, I give buy left there empty avoline and they go sell. I give pay 30,000 or 50,000. Now for gold I said 300,000 for empty avoline.
Traveling from Freetown to Cambia district, asks if the authority had set the transport fare.
But first of all, I want to know if the government gets specific price for the one where they work and the upland and even the inter-city transport.
I want to know if the government has a specific price for transport piling the provinces and intercity. If you raise the fuel price and left transporters to set the fare, it is not selling well and the end user will suffer. Some travelers are business people and are using transport every day. If a driver buys fuel at 35 new leones or 40 new leones, he will arrange the fare for himself to make a profit excess. He does not care about passengers. I am asking if the government has a specific price for transportation.
You should have the pedestrian already taking transport. Hence, himself, you say, he make profits for waiting, you don't get from himself. So what we ask now, if the government get specific price for them people there where they use them Okada, then get the Okada mandate.
With fuel price reaching a record high, operators on the provincial routes are telling us they are at the brink of collapse as they can't ride empty vehicles. For Ecko Media News, Nelson Cocker is reporting.
As the decennial population and housing census 2026 draws closer, Statistics Sierra Leone has provided an update on the status of preparation. Speaking at the Civic Town Hall meeting in Karine on Tuesday, April 14, 2026, Samuel Ansumana, the Director of Communication at Statistics Sierra Leone, outlined key details of the upcoming census. Ansumana explained that the Constitution of Sierra Leone mandates a decennial census to be conducted after every 10 years. Something is said covers both population and housing. He added census help governments assess living conditions across the country. The 2026 decennial population and housing census is slated for December 2026. During the process, every person will be counted wherever they spend that night. Ansumana encouraged citizens to sleep in their respective homes, stressing that it is not compulsory you will be counted where you sleep. He emphasized that the census helps the government plan and allocate resources for development. On Census Day, every person who is within Sierra Leone territory will be counted. On preparedness, the Director of Communications said the government has already spent about $20 million to procure items and equipment needed for the exercise. He further stated that the government has provided Sierra Leone with about $4 million cash to support the 2026 census operations. He said Statistics Sierra Leone will be engaging more on public sensitization ahead of December.
By the Constitution of Sierra Leone, we conduct census every 10 years.
The Constitution of Sierra Leone mandates census every 10 years. The census covers both political population and housing because it helps us assess living conditions across the country. The 2026 Decennial Population and Housing Census will officially start on December 2nd, 2026. The census night is 1st December 2026. Every person will be counted wherever they spend that night. We encourage citizens to sleep in their usual homes, but it is not compulsory. You will be counted where you sleep. The census helps government plan and allocate resources for development. If you choose not to be counted, just note that you will not be counted for. The census will count every person who is in Sierra Leone on census night. Government has already spent about $20 million to procure items and equipment needed for the exercise. During the last census, equipment had to be borrowed from Kenya. In addition, government has provided about $4 million in cash to support census operations.
In excess of $20 million we don't expend just for buy all the equipment there where we need, right? Down to physical cash, close to $4 million physical cash we don't give we.
For Ecko News, Marie Bilkish Doumbia reporting.
In a significant step towards strengthening healthcare services delivery, the Sierra Leone Police has launched a groundbreaking ceremony for a blood bank, dental, and eye care units. This development is part of a broader effort to upgrade the police hospital into a modern medical institution serving police officers, their families, and the general public.
Something that is also very important is the health and well-being of these officers and their family. Okay, I know the hospital have been doing it, but we'll come in just to encourage them so that we achieve our objective in the shortest possible time. The IG is determined, it's evidence, just go around for the first time after a long period of time. Police headquarters is under construction. This is an open secret. When that construction work is completed, it will be one of the best in Africa. Trust me. Just a very long time.
Director Aliyu Sowature talks on the importance of these medical facilities. Even though he said police is here to protect the nation, protect themselves, and make sure they are healthy and strong to do their work. He claimed that for the first time in a long while, police headquarters is under construction, and when the building is complete, it will be one of the best in Africa. Reporting for Ecko Media, Patricia Elizabeth Jitabao.
The Sierra Leone Football Association (SLFA) has officially invited qualified and experienced football coaches across the country to apply for CAF identification program. According to a press release issued on Thursday, April 16, 2026, the SLFA received communication from the Confederation of African Football (CAF) requesting the identification of high-performing coaches within its member associations. Interested coaches who meet the requirements are encouraged to submit their curriculum vitae for consideration and onward submission to CAF. To be enabled, applicants must hold a CAF Level C coaching license obtained before 2020, have at least 8 years of coaching experience, elite youth or senior level, and must have served in technical roles such as technical director, head coach, or assistant coach for the past 5 consecutive years. In addition, candidates are expected to have notable sporting achievements, including winning a senior national championship within the last 5 years, or participating in major competitions such as AFCON, the FIFA World Cup, and the Olympic Games, or reaching the semi-finals of CAF Interclub competition. All applications must be submitted on or before Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026. The SLFA is encouraging all eligible coaches to take advantage of this opportunity. For Ecko Media News, Frances Lamin reports.
Happenings around the world. Reports from Al Jazeera, France 24, and BBC News. In the Middle East, ceasefire hopes grow. Israel's cabinet met to discuss a possible ceasefire in Lebanon after 6+ weeks of war with Hezbollah. Trump said Israeli and Lebanese leaders will speak today, first direct talks in decades. Iran nuclear talks. US and Iranian officials are weighing a return to Pakistan for talks this weekend after Sunday's session ended without a deal. Pakistan's Army Chief Asim Munir is in Tehran mediating. The US has imposed a navy blockade on Iranian ports and warned ships they will face the whole of the United States Navy if they violate it. Satellite images show Iran digging out underground missile bases hit by US-Iran strikes during the ceasefire.
President Trump and the White House have been giving mixed messaging on the war in Iran and how it ends. In an interview with Fox News this morning, for example, Trump said the war is very close to being over amid a 2-week ceasefire. But he also warned that we're not finished.
I think it's close to over, yeah. I mean, I view it as very close to over.
We also don't know how close we are to a deal or even to further talks. Trump said that Iran is begging for a deal, and in a briefing earlier today, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said that talks are productive and ongoing, and that the White House feels good about them, even if so far no further in-person talks have been scheduled. There's also conflicting reports on whether the 2-week ceasefire could be extended. Some outlets have reported that mediators are moving closer to extending that ceasefire, but the White House has pushed back, saying that so far they've not agreed to that.
Iran reopened Strait of Hormuz, but Trump says blockade on Iranian ships and ports will stay in force. In Europe, Russia launched its deadliest attack this year on Kyiv and other cities overnight, killing 16 people, including a 12-year-old, and wounding scores with drones and missiles. Bulgarian pro-Russian former president Rumi Radez is leading polls ahead of the country's 8th parliamentary election in 5 years, running on an anti-corruption ticket. Hungary, tens of thousands rallied at a mega concert in Budapest to vote out Prime Minister Viktor Orban, chanting "Russians go home" amidst his close tie to Moscow. In Africa, Pope Leo is visiting Bamenda in the Anglophone region today amidst the separatist conflict. A separatist alliance declared a 3-day ceasefire for his visit. In South Africa, opposition politician Julius Malema was sentenced to prison for firing a rifle at a 2028 rally. In Asia Pacific, Australia to be specific, a fire at Viva Energy refinery disrupted petrol production, worsening a fuel supply crunch amidst the Iran war. For Ecko Media International News, Khadija Tutosomara.
Ecko Media. Connecting voices. This is Ecko Media. Connecting voices. Ecko Media. Connecting voices. This is Ecko Media. Connecting voices.